back to the hammocks, my friend.
Yes.
You know there's a little place called Mary Ann's Hammocks. The nice thing about that place is Mary Ann gets in the hammock with you. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Jack and the Power of the Spirit World, where I am running around the Spirit World, and Jesse is telling me about Metroid.
Yes, so, we're talking about... Oh, right.
He just goes deep. Of course, stupid. Now, back to the Metroid.
So, Metroid,
Wait a sec, wait. I just need to...
Wow, you can float really far with these things.
You had to go across gaps.
I don't think I
yeah, that's really cool. Actually, okay, so, side topic real quick. So, Metroid.
Back
The
to
scariest
Metroid,
thing
my
in the
friend.
Metroid universe to me is actually not the X-Parasites. I find it interesting. I think the scariest thing in the Metroid universe is the phase zone. Because
yeah.
think about it. So, Chozo discovered X-Parasites, got scared, found a solution. Chozo discovered Phazon, got scared, and then died. Legit. They had no solution. The Phazon was the thing that defeated the Chozo in the end. At least those Chozo.
Nah.
Isn't that crazy?
I actually have to take this.
Like,
over
actually,
on the
what was their
spot.
solution? Build a giant rock around the Phazon?
I've talked to Ollie about this, and I put it in stream too, but... okay, so... Ollie was streaming Metroid Prime 2 at some point, and he's in Sanctuary, is that what it's called?
Well, the final area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's in this area, the final area.
I think it's
of the
called
game.
Sky Sanctuary.
Sky
yeah.
Sanctuary,
I
whatever.
think. I don't
So-
know that.
oh,
that
what
might
the
be.
shit.
He's gone. Reduced atoms.
Reduced
Actually, probably not even reduced atoms. He's just gone because I don't think spirits have atoms.
Okay, so... Anyway, there was... It is there. I didn't realize that. So I'm gonna try this one more time. I want to know if it was a time thing. Like, if I have to maximize my time to get him to fling me. So, anyway, I was talking to Jesse about this. They found... Dude, I'm on the clock. I'm on the clock, dude. Send me. Oh, you suck.
I don't think you can do that one.
I think I can.
Unless you just got to get there at the right time.
Okay, so... Chos are afraid of, the Ing, right?
The Ing? I don't
Luminoth!
think... The Chozo
Luminoth.
never encountered the Ing.
Luminoth.
I think the Chozo could have
Okay,
handled
hold
them, to be
on.
honest.
Luminoth are afraid of the Ing, yep.
Yeah.
That's how the lore goes. They're terrified of it. So, they do all this research. The Luminoth find out that... Thank you. The Luminoth find out that the Ing are capable of possessing all manner of creation.
Including machines, so they built giant machines to combat with
So what they
dumbasses.
did was they built Quadraxis.
Chozo's intelligence they do not have.
Yeah, they built Quadraxis, a giant killbot, to combat the Ing. And the Ing, what did the Ing do? Immediately took the killbot and were like, dog, you knew we could take it. Here's your balloon.
2 more balloons to go.
Alright, it's a shame. I already had one of these balloons, but I didn't realize I had to stack all 3.
But again, the Phazon is insane. Granted, I think the Chozo did not have their technology on Talon 4, but I feel like they should have had the knowledge of their technology.
It just seems short-sighted.
Yeah,
That's all. It just seems like it's a really short-sighted plan, you know?
Because, like I said, they encountered, the Chozo encountered the X-Parasites, which were the scariest things to them, and they found a solution. They made the Metroids.
Yeah, I mean, technically, let's give credit where credit is
Don't worry
due.
about losing your balloon tack.
And
I'm sure it will
in lore, aren't the
reappear
Chozo,
next time.
legit, they advanced so far that they literally solved everything. Their technology was so far advanced that they were literally at the end of
Existence.
Yeah.
As far as tech goes, they were literally the be all end all of not creation. They're
Granted, their technology is nothing compared to say Halo lore or the Forerunners, but I don't think
you don't think the Forerunners can take the Chozo?
the Chozo, or sorry, the Forerunners would eat the Chozo for lunch, but that's just because the Metroid has a weird lore problem, not because they technically did. But we don't know anything about the Chozo. That's one game I would like to see is more about the Chozo.
You only need 1 more balloon.
But they encountered the X-Parasites. They found a solution, the Metroids. But then they encountered the Phazon, and they threw their arms up in the air and they said this poison's impossible, and they just gave up. Granted, they didn't know that the phase that came from. Phazon is just Lavos. It is.
You told me the same thing about Kill la Kill.
Everything is Chrono Trigger. It all comes back.
Jesse, this one time when Jesse and I were walking to a 7-Eleven, and he was like, I think I was asking him about good animes with fight scenes, and Jesse's response is, you should check out Kill la Kill. It's got really good fight scenes. And I was like, what's Kill la Kill about? And he's like, you know what Chrono Trigger is about? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, that's what Kill la Kill is about.
But with clothing.
And he's like, but replace Lavos with clothing. And I stopped, thought about it, and I was like, so clothing falls from the sky.
Yes. Go on.
And causes
And basically,
future implants itself into the planet and then causes complete annihilation after a set amount of
and that's
time.
not exactly what it is, but it's like, it's kind of the gist of it. It's like basically like, this is too spoilerific, but it's basically like, if you know the plot of Chrono Trigger and how Lavos like basically
Boy has all the balloons he
aided
wanted.
in the evolution of
Remember, you said
humans
you
for
would
its
help me
own
if you got all the
designs.
balloons.
That's kind of the plot of Kill la Kill in the end.
Wait a sec. Here's the help I promised.
It's not exactly one-to-one, obviously, but I'm just saying that's like, it's vaguely like that.
What's the best? I was talking to someone, they were like, if I wanted to play original, like a super original, incredible RPG, like that's like no other, what would I play? And I absolutely had a direct, automatic answer, and I want to know if Jesse has the same answer. So go ahead, Jesse. If you wanted to recommend someone an RPG that has
Eternal Sonata, probably.
Eternal Sonata, baby. That's exactly.
I was like, you're
what
not going
told
Chrono
them.
Trigger because that's
No.
just not quite true.
That's exactly what I told them. I was like, Eternal
It has an
Sonata
insanely
is
fun and unique battle system with a really unique and
it has
original
one
plot.
It has one of the most original plots.
A really good plot twist.
Yeah.
I had to look it up because I didn't actually get it. When I read it, I was like,
Did I
"Are
have
you
to explain?
serious?"
I thought I explained it to you.
No, I went online and read it.
Okay, so I have to explain.
And I
this.
could not believe that. Do not
Okay,
spoil
guys, I'm
Eternal
not.
Sonata.
No, never. Okay, so, audience, lovely people, so we can break
It's
away
the best
from,
PS it's
just
the best
so we can break away from
PS3 RPG.
Metroid. You know, for the third week in a row, let's break away from Metroid.
I'm not done with that.
Oh my gosh, months later.
I have less to say about the other games.
Okay, so if we're going back, if you guys are looking for a really interesting, unique experience, like something you haven't experienced before, I highly recommend you find yourself a copy of Eternal
It's like
Sonata.
$5 in the
It's gonna
bargain
cost
bin.
nothing. Play the PlayStation 3 version, it has more content.
It's also
Anyway.
harder, just warning.
Is that true?
Yes,
I didn't
apparently.
know that.
I think that's why I had such an easy time on the 360 compared to you.
Oh, I had a really tough time. Anyway, okay, so Eternal Sonata comes out. Is a video game, and it's what the game is about. Okay, and without
It also has
spoiling-
different cutscenes if you
It
want to
has-
play
yeah.
both. Actually, it's interesting.
So isn't that a kind of a neat?
Because I was
thing to
watching
say?
Trevor's version of the cutscenes, and I was like, wait, this is not what happened.
Yeah, that's right. We had very different, like, late game scenarios. Ours
Yeah.
played out very differently. So anyway, what Eternal Sonata is about a musician who's on his dying bed. He's very sick, and this musician is dying. His life is at his close, and he's kind of in like, think of it like
He's in a dream.
coma. He's like
He's in a
essentially
coma dream,
yeah.
and that's the world the
The
game takes
world
place.
of the game takes place.
All
is
the
in a
characters are
dying
named after
man's-
music.
Yeah, it's in a dying musician's coma.
Yeah.
Which, if it sounds different, it really is. It is literally a whole world that is him. The thing is, what makes this interesting is this musician is perfectly aware of his situation. The main character
He
of the
tells
game
everyone he's in a
knows
dream.
that he is dying. He knows he is a
Everyone he
character.
meets, he's like, yeah, guys, this is just my dream.
over. Yeah,
This-
I'm dying. I'm in my...
Once I'm dead, this dream world's over. You guys are going with
Yeah,
me.
I'm on a hospital bed. It's over. Whatever your little conflicts are in your fake world
They don't
map
really
are
mean anything.
meaningless. Yeah, because we're dying. All of us are dying
And in
because
doubt,
I'm dying.
Take the stick out.
Wait a sec, hold on. I gotta take the shot. Take the shot. I assume this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Look,
I'm a
I
freaking
think that's
genius.
a spirit key. If we follow it, it
I'm a
might help us on
freaking
our
genius.
journey.
Anyway, Eternal Sonata is one of the most interesting, very bizarre RPGs I've ever played. And I gotta tell you guys, it has this bizarre kind of 3D action platformer tactics gameplay.
It's a real. It's like a action RPG turn-based.
No! Sorry, there's a goat here, there's a ram. Oh, that was dirty.
Yeah, it's like an action RPG that's also turn-based. And the thing is the game changes the rules like every so often. Like you level up your party on top of your regular character at certain intervals, and the game's combat system will become more challenging, but it will add something to help.
It'll
the player.
reward you.
So like at the beginning of the game, they're like you have unlimited time to make your moves. Time will only start counting down
When
once
you start attacking.
When you start attacking, and then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now time will start moving down after a certain amount of seconds, and then it'll be like, okay, when you start moving, time will start ticking down, and then later it's like time will start ticking down right away. But they also give you stuff, like they give you like
A combo meter.
give you a combo meter, and then the combo meter gets bigger, and the combo meter allows more combos, and at the end of the game, the combo system is insanely
It's
satisfying.
so
When you start
satisfying.
pulling off combos that dish out like millions of damage. Well, I don't think you got that
Salsa.
way.
I'm
It's
sorry,
like
salsa.
salsa for the combo beginner.
Salsa combo string.
Allegretto for that sick damage, and you got yourself.
Viola and her mad range. Yeah.
God, it's so sad.
That game is really fun. If you guys have any time or you're looking for a new RPG,
I think it's the best JRPG of that generation.
it's something else.
console one, maybe.
I highly recommend, and it's gonna cost nothing. But Eternal Sonata is the most unique and probably one of the more interesting RPGs you can play. The reason I brought this up and the reason I wanted to talk about this was because talking about games that take risks, that game takes all the risks. It cuts that traditional JRPG like, and I gotta tell you this because a lot of JRPGs I play are like, it's about a girl. And the girl is the key to saving the world and introduce the world and all the characters.
You need to play Tales of the Abyss. I think you'll be impressed by it.
I'm sure I will. Also, I've played Abyss. I just haven't.
I know. I highly recommend it. After finishing it, it's probably the best Tales of game.
That's a strong. All the Tales games are the same anyway. You haven't even finished Symphonia. Anyway, okay.
You say this.
Wait, let's get back on point. That's where I'm going. Launch me, Chip. He's just gonna finish his banana first, and then he's thinking about it. You douche. He just.
The worst part is I saw him go reach for it, which
Yeah.
means it's already gonna be down.
Yeah.
I think that saves that. Watch.
Come on,
Watch. Oh no, he doesn't save it. Okay, I thought he
on.
would.
Come on.
He's scratching his head. Okay.
Bruh,
He's
come on,
he's
bruh.
scratching his head.
Bro, launch me.
He's looking at you.
Bro,
funny
oh!
right now. He's like, oh.
Oh, we're gonna wait a few seconds. Let him reset. Make it sure. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, I brought this up because again, we're talking about taking risks. We're talking about video games that do.
You should play. Star Ocean series would be a fun one to play with you because, especially because it's an action one.
Yeah.
And I think their stories are mediocre, but I want to see her reaction to the twist in 3, only because everybody else in their mom was like, garbage twist. It ruined the series, and I'm like, that made the game the best one in the series for me. Sorry, any Star Ocean fans who are triggered by that statement. I'm serious.
A similar statement to make about this. You want to talk about all these? I'm gonna call them nerds because we're all nerds, but the nerds who are complaining, and they're like, oh, yeah, Sephiroth's in the game because all anyone ever talks about is Final Fantasy VII. But there are some incredible plots that never get any touching in the rest of the Final Fantasy, and I'm
Final
one of those
Fantasy X
people,
is probably my favorite plot in the series.
It's really interesting, isn't it? It's really neat.
And the characters are great too.
I really like Final Fantasy VI, and I wouldn't say
I started watching someone play through that. It's pretty interesting so far.
I really like. Do you guys? It's
I'm not
too
that
old.
far into
Okay,
it.
well anyway, I'm gonna tell you guys. Spoiler: if you don't want this, speed ahead like 15, 20 seconds.
Okay, don't spoil the whole plot for me, please.
I'm not gonna spoil the whole plot. Halfway through the game, you get to the understanding
know
that
this part.
Kefka is the villain of the game because he's not.
I know he wins. Basically.
Yeah, that's
I do know that. I've
okay,
spoiled on that.
That's pretty much, yeah. So you get to the end of the game and Kefka attains godhood. And in most video games at this point, the heroes are like, yeah, we're gonna, use friendship and love to beat the evil. No, he wins and he levels the planet. And then you have a whole second half of the game that takes place in Kefka's world, yeah? It's fascinating and it's really interesting and it's really neat. And I haven't played Final Fantasy VII, but you've seen people play through Final Fantasy VII. You know the general plot of it, and it just kind of leaves me in this position where I'm just like, oh, I need a rhino. Is there a rhino somewhere?
I'm sorry, that sentence. It just leaves you in this position where you're like, I need a rhino.
I need a rhino. I need a rhino.
Anyways, yeah,
it's something I'm really sad that people are like, because we got Cloud. Do we need Sephiroth? I'm with Jesse on this. Wouldn't it be cool if we had Titus or Jacked? I mean,
not Jacked. It would have to be a party member. I'd take Orin or
Orin
Titus.
would be cool.
It would be Titus.
Orin
Actually, I
would
think
be
it's actually pronounced Titus, believe it or not. But
shut up, really?
I think in one of the games with voice acting they called him Titus. But
crap.
I really don't like that name. It sounds stupid. I still call him Titus.
Anyway, so yeah, I would have liked a different Final Fantasy protagonist, And
Okay, this is interesting.
Let's be clear too. There is a lot of Final Fantasy games and a lot of protagonists, so not everyone is going to be happy, right? Not everyone's going to be happy.
Have you ever played?
Hold on, let me finish. Not everyone's going to be.
Reach Locke's spirit balloon.
Okay, I just need to kill these guys, I guess. What I'm getting at here, where I'm going with this, is I just genuinely believe that if you were going to put a Final Fantasy, like character in the game, it didn't need to be 2 Final Fantasy VII characters. I know, controversial opinion. How do I? Wait a sec. I try to figure out how to swap spells because I've been picking them up. Right? Restart boss fight.
Control information?
Oh, maybe. Scroll Juju power. Z plus R. Okay.
L.
Was it L?
Yeah.
Okay. Z. Restoration dance.
You need that.
Yeah, this is what I want. Okay.
Yeah, no, you want more characters
It's just, if you're gonna take from the series, it's the kind of same argument that you have for like games
Fire Emblem?
or Sonic the Hedgehog is a better example.
For me, Fire Emblem, I'm like, there's so many characters they could have used that would have been better, but they didn't because they decided to take the popular ones, and they took the main character.
Well, there are still people. Isn't Alfred still mad that they still haven't used what's her name?
Lynn? Yeah,
Lynn,
even
yeah.
Lynn, like I get it because she still uses a sword anyway.
Wow,
right?
stun locked to death. So
I want like Micaiah because she's a protagonist of the one game that like they never used, and she's a magic user, so she would actually have some different movesets. And I know Robin, but Robin also uses a sword. Micaiah has no sword. She would be all magic.
So all I'm arguing is that if you're gonna take a character from a long-running series, you know, we had Noctis at this point, you know, we have Titus, we have Locke, we have all sorts of characters that you can take. We could have taken, what's his name, Cecil?
Some people call him Cecil. I don't know, dude.
I'm just saying there was better. I didn't need another Final Fantasy VII rep in a series of like 15 plus video games, you know? So it's controversial because I also was excited for.
Dude, if you're gonna take Final
Pirate.
Fantasy IV, put Rydia as summoner.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be so
Rydia,
interesting.
Easy call. It didn't need to be a Rydia. I'm just giving examples, right?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, and I have no reason to complain because I also was excited for Pyra and Mithra, and that's apparently wrong.
You're
You know,
wrong. You wanted Gino.
Yeah, listen. I would be fine with Gino. I played Mario RPG. You know, I played Mario RPG. There's nothing wrong with Gino. I like Gino just fine. Oh, I don't know what's happening. Oh, right. I must have got his soul, right? That's what I was doing? I need the last balloon to get his soul. Okie dokie, I need to heal. I don't have no problem with Gino. I'm just saying I'm just not as mad as other people are about this stuff.
No. So Final Fantasy V, are you ever gonna play it, or do you not care about the
Just
plot?
hit me with it.
The plot is like, okay, so I just want to tell you about this one part of this plot. It's not really a spoiler, but it's really dumb. So
Is this the one with the tree and the splinter?
yes, I
Yeah,
love that.
because we talked about it in Jack too.
I could not believe that plot
Yeah.
point. It was like, I got a splinter. Okay, whatever. And then like, haha! I've disguised myself as this splinter, and you brought me. And I'm like, are you gotta be kidding me? That is the dumbest thing. And then him and the turtle proceed to Dragon Ball Z fight, and I'm like, is this real life?
It's okay if I wanted to boil down the plot of.
I won't spoil any of the major stuff of Final Fantasy V. That's not really a spoiler. That's just some hilarious thing.
There he goes. I couldn't get that to work.
The span of
Hold
the
on.
splinter appearing in her
Is he
foot
in
and
the
the
balloon?
reveal that it's the main villain is about
I'm so glad you're here.
10 seconds.
I know, Locke. I'm gonna take you back to Jabova, and he's gonna put you back in your body.
Yeah, but first I got this terrible itch. Can you scratch my head?
We don't have time.
Come on, I can't reach it. Oh, that's good. A little lower. Lower.
Too low.
Oh, little more. Little more.
Okay, but we gotta go.
Who's making all that racket in here? Sir, it's Jabulba's errand boy and the great warrior of legend, Mr. Balloonhead. You'll never find your way out of here.
Is it that? Is that the way out?
Okay, just ignore that because there's still a big path in the middle.
There's a good chunk of land there, man. It doesn't seem very difficult to us.
Oh, is it because the balloon's gonna like wave into them and pop?
Oh my gosh, Jesse, why would you do that?
Because I'm trying to warn you of what.
Oh, I lost it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
He's dead. Oh, good thing he went back here. Okay,
Oh,
so,
damn it.
I would like to talk about Metroid.
Okay, I will
I'm
grant
almost
you.
done. I'm
I
almost
will
done.
grant you 10 more minutes of Metroid. Go on.
Why? Anyways, well, you keep interrupting me.
You're right. I do. Go on.
So, for Zero Mission, like, that game is... I know that game's supposed to be more open than even Super, but I didn't feel it, but...
Yeah.
I like the game, but something about the controls and physics just felt off to me for it.
Yeah.
Other than that, game was good. The stealth section at the end of the game when you're Zero Suit is cool in concept. I didn't like actually playing it. I didn't enjoy that part of the game.
Oh,
the final boss was...
you're playing as Zero Suit.
I literally could not beat the final boss because of how frustrating it was. I had literally watched the AGDQ run to see the exploit, and then I used it to beat the final boss because it was just too much for me otherwise.
Man, those AGDQ runs, sometimes those are so fun.
So, like, that's how that is. Fusion was fun. It was... Only a couple of boss fights I'd say are actually really hard. But the game was...
Sorry, yeah.
The game was challenging, but it wasn't that hard, to be fair. That's all I played. Other M, me and you have the same opinion. It's not that bad, but it's not the best. Prime 3 is good, too linear, but... Whereas, I want to talk about some Metroid 2. I'm not going to spoil too much about that game. I mean, it's Metroid 2 remake, but, like...
I was like, we know.
It's a really good game. It's one of my favorite Metroid games. I'm so impressed by that game. It is the hardest Metroid besides Prime 2, in my opinion. And I haven't even played hard mode. The enemies are so aggressive in that game. You know, most Metroid games, you kind of just start ignoring the enemies and just running past them.
Yeah.
You can't do that in Metroid 2 remake. They will kill you. The bosses are challenging. The bosses are awesome. The final boss was sick as hell.
Is that Queen Metroid?
Yes.
I was like, again, it's not a spoiler if I know what it is.
I don't want to say too much, but the game was sick as hell. It was really, really fun. I really, really enjoyed that game. I loved the ending of that game. I really think everyone owes it to themselves. Like, yes, I know, because Nintendo canceled another Metroid 2 remake, we're gonna boycott their remake. And I'm like,
yeah.
Cool, kill the series further, guys. Way to go. But honestly, if you're a big Metroid fan, you owe it yourself to play that remake. It's really good, in my opinion. Take it from one Metroid fan to another. It's worth it. But that's really all I have to say right now. I probably could say more, but...
You said that kind of like Forrest Gump does at the end. Where
I could have gotten through that.
That's all I have to say.
I could have said all that a lot faster.
Oh, son of a! Sorry, go on.
But you kept interrupting me, Trevor.
You turned it into 3 weeks of Metroid. You turned it into that.
Did I?
No, me. I think I was the joke. I gotta tell you, this little on the actual topic of tag, this little section in the Spirit Realm has been pretty cool, platformer wise. Also, this man in the balloon is kind of a cool effect. More specifically because he talks.
Would you ever be down for like a stream of arcade games like on the emulator?
Yeah, man.
Because there's one that I saw. It's on Dreamcast. We'll play the arcade version. I never saw this game before in my life. I just looked at like footage of it for like 20 seconds, and I'm like, I gotta play that.
Yeah. What is it?
I don't remember the name. It's like
Dolphin
something.
As long as it's not Echo, you know, I don't give a shit.
No, it's not.
Dude, where are the leaves?
Dolphin. It's like a 2D It's like a 2D shoot 'em up. It's like not shoot 'em up. Sorry, like Contra-ish, but like. Yo, you have that Metal Slug games, right? On the Wii?
I have all the Metal Slugs.
Like we should play through that whole series.
You wanna play it? We can do it a weekend. I mean a weekend, I mean like one day. It wouldn't take us any time.
Like legit, that would be a fun stream too.
Yeah,
just Metal Slug, just like a good old-fashioned, just who cares, just kill. Remember?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Heavy machine gun, sucker.
By the way, that reminds me, I need your help for co-op in Super C and Contra 3.
I suck at Contra.
Yeah, but we played through Contra, remember, me and you?
Yeah, I remember. I still suck at Contra.
So, and you don't think I'm good at them?
I think you are.
No?
I suck at Contra, but I'll help you. I'll go to war with you. Okay, alright. Easy, Trevor. Easy. Okay, this is where I lost him before because I thought the white part was safe. It is not, apparently. Okay, are we good? Are we good? White is apparently not safe. Can we stop the wind now? Okay, good. Alright, just keep running. Just keep running. I have to watch, too, because I think what they're going to do is spawn enemies in front of me. Because if I get hit, I drop him. Oh, like that. Okay, just gotta watch. I've never liked stuff like this in platformers, in video games. Because I don't consider this fun. I consider it annoying. Especially if you get hit, you lose everything.
Oh, awesome.
To be fair, that didn't look that hard.
No, it was alright.
We finished half this
They could have been
quest.
way worse. It could have been Jack 2.
Yeah.
It could have been...
Return to Jabulba's hut.
Or Return to Jabulba's hut. Okay. This is the thing. When I see stuff like that, it makes me think of Jack 2, where they'd make me do that, but it would be like 45 minutes to an hour of that, and if I died, it'd be like, run it back. All right, guys, join us next time when we go back into Jabulba's hut and we figure out what to do with Locke's body. Back in tack, baby. Back in tack.
Wait, nope, we're gonna get demonetized.
Uh-oh. See you next week.
Bye.